guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, please make sure that you make the things happen so you can get notified every time I drop new content. We are back again with an episode of AC Hybrid, and this time we bring you the pay-per-view that I've been waiting for, the pay-per-view that I've been wanting to record. I like to think that Dissension was the pay-per-view that we're working to. We're putting all our energy, all our storylines into, but I think I like to think it was best of the best and dissension, but I think Advantage Point takes the cup because how I've put together everything for this one, even though like I did not even see the other matches come together. Oh man, I'm not even gonna talk about it. You guys will see for yourself. You guys will see for yourself. So I'm not gonna waste any time. I wanted to record a time capsule for the fall of the corporate ladder of the faction because we are at Advantage Point. They'll be going against Team AZUL FURIA, which has Brandon Judge, Good to Good, and Josh Watson. I wanted to do like kind of like a time capsule just to explain why the corporate ladder started, how it started, how it was supposed to be, how it ended up. But I recorded the episode and it's very long and it's harder to edit. It's harder to edit. It's harder than this one. So I just decided to leave it. I'll probably like put it up after this because I think after this I'm just gonna continue on my PWA save, then just edit the time capsule. So yeah, without wasting any time, let's get into it, man. We have Phantom versus Cameron Cole. Cameron Cole in a pyro match, which is a career versus career title. Career title, funny. Career versus career match, and the stipulation is pyro. We have Mustafa Vasey and Porter Jordan versus Jack Corbin and Spike Robinette for the AC Tag Team Championships. We have Mike Mayhew. This one is a banger, and I did say in my worst nightmare that I was looking forward to the main event to a point where like I was just hungry for Advantage Point and I had like an incomplete card, and we have a banger here. We have a banger here. We have Mike Mayhew versus Gunsman. We have Garrett Grainer and Danatos for the AC Infinite Championship, and I think this is the first time the AC Infinite Championship is defended in a fatal four-way match. I think it has always been like triple threats, not a fatal four-way match. So this is progressive. We have the main event: Team AZUL Furia, Brandon Judge, Guda, and Josh Watson versus Team the Corporate Ladder, which has Spencer Van Zandt, Jin Bao, Alex White, returning Alex White, and Manu Sevi. So yeah, it's how many matches? It's 4 matches. But it's the biggest pay-per-view ever. So let's get into it without wasting any time. So, okay, summary for this one. 2 months ago, Cameron Cole launched his brand new TV show, The Cole Heart on AC Hybrid, originally conceived as a platform for wrestlers to resolve their differences in a meditation-like setting. The show's concept took a dramatic turn when Cole, the legend in waiting, invited Phantom as his inaugural guest. He shifted the format to one where he openly criticized the superstars he dislikes. During the first episode, Cole blatantly disrespected Phantom's legacy and challenged his contributions to the company. This would lead to a series of matches between the two. After losing 3 out of 4 matches, Cameron Cole challenged Phantom to a career versus title career. What do I keep saying? Career title match, career versus career match. So this one is pretty much simple. Like said, Cameron Cole started his own show. He's looking for ways to be relevant. He's been booked well, but he's not booked well enough. He's not like booked like an established star. So he has been finding he has been looking at ways to make himself relevant, and he came out with an idea to create a show where he was like gonna talk to wrestlers, ask them about their lives, what's happening, who they want to resolve their issues with whatsoever, blah 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 blah. But the show took a turn, and he made the show about himself. Like, it's basically a show where it's like, why am I not booked? You know, why are people like Phantom who don't do nothing? Phantom, why are people like Phantom coming in whenever they want and taking spots when I'm around 24/7, you know? And they've been going back and forth. They've been actually like carrying go home shows. Whenever like I'm doing a go home show, I was like booking them to carry the go home show. They've been having like crazy matches, not 100%, but crazy matches. It's an improvement, especially for Cameron Cole, because I think he's an opener. He's getting to 1 million. He's getting to 1 million. And I don't know what 1 million is. Yeah, I think it's opener. But yeah, that's what's been going on here. Cameron Cole challenged Phantom to a career versus career match because he feels like his career is more important than Phantom. So it's like, let's put it out there, and let's not make it a coffin match. I wanted to make it a coffin match. He wanted to make it a coffin match, but it was like, no, 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 no. I want to go out with a bang. And when I say bang, I mean fire. So that's what we have here. We have Mustafa Vasi, the tag team champions. Mustafa Vasi, Porter versus Corbin and Spike Robinette. This one is pretty much simple. I didn't write the finish for this one. I'm so sorry. So sorry. I didn't write the finish for this one. It's because I was too busy writing the finish for trying to finish up the finish for the main event, because that's where the important stuff is. It has a lot of details. So yeah, I got lazy. Uh, so this one is pretty much simple. Summary for this one: at worst, Nightmare 27, the last pay per view. The MVPs, these guys, beat El Fugo and Colt Brewer for the AC Tag Team Championships. The week after the Defiance, these guys returned to confront the MVPs and challenge them to a match, since they didn't activate their rematch clause after losing the titles to El Fugo and Colt Brewer at Dissension 7. So this one is pretty much simple. Jacobin and Spike Robinette lost their tag team titles at Dissension to El Fugo and Colt Brewer. And yeah, ever since they lost the titles, they haven't like got the time to get back to the tag team division. They've been busy helping out Josh Watson get his world championship, get the world championship. You know, they've been busy helping Josh Watson get to Jinbao. So that's what's been happening. Now that Watson has backup, and now that Watson has backup or doesn't need, let me just say, now that Watson doesn't need help from Jacobin and Spike Robinette, they shift their focus to the tag team titles, because they never really got their rematch. They really never got their rematch for the tag team titles. Mike Mayhew, Gunsman, Garrett Grainer versus Danitos. I tried to sum this up because it has been crazy booking these four. I never even saw this happening. I wanted it to be Mike Mayhew versus Gunsman, but I was like, hey, if we're gonna make Advantage Point the pay-per-view, we better give them a pay-per-view. You know, we've gotta give people the pay-per-view. So, summary for this one: Mike Mayhew is booked to defend his AC Infinite Championship in a fatal four-way against all the stars who are considered contenders for the title. And yeah, Mike Mayhew basically asked for this because everyone here has been gunning at him. 2 months ago, Gunsman was screwed in his match against Mike Mayhew at Pemberton Dome by Derek DeRossi. Gunsman took care of Derek DeRossi. He gunned for Mike Mayhew. A month ago, Garrett Grainer was screwed in his match against Mike Mayhew at Worst Nightmare by returning Thanatos. 2 weeks ago, Thanatos was screwed by Garrett Grainer in his match against Mike Mayhew. So that's basically it. Everyone here has faced Mike Mayhew before, but they were screwed. So Mike Mayhew is like, look, let's just have everyone in. To stop the messiness, to stop the chaos, to stop the screwing and all of that stuff, let's put them all in the match so that we don't have outside interferences. Let's do that, right? So now we have a fatal four-way here. I hope I wrote everything in history. History: Garrett Green and Donatos have been feuding since the beginning of the year. Okay, yeah, these two have history. They've been feuding since the beginning of the year. This is simply because Donatos has felt like Garrett Green has ruined all his moments that were supposed to lead to a championship run. Basically, every time Donatos gets a title shot, Garrett Green has to be in the mix, ready to steal the spotlight, unintentionally though. So Donatos has had enough of that and has been going. He has been going at Garrett Green since. Mike Mayhew and Gunsman is the most highly anticipated matchup here. Gunsman believes he's the only man built to end Mike Mayhew's reign of terror. He has been gunning for Mike Mayhew since Dissension 7, but has been distracted by Derek DeRose. So this is the match that people want to see. This is the match that people want to see. Gunsman lost had a match at Dissension. I think it was a number one contenders match or something like that. Yeah, I think it was a number one contenders match for. I don't know what it was for. Yeah, it was for the AC Infinite Championship. He lost this match and he took a break for a minute. When he came back, he just came back smashing everyone. So the only person he hasn't smashed, pause, is Mike Mayhew. So that's what's happening here. And I'm gonna explain the results after. You know me. You know how this goes. I'm gonna explain the results after. Though I do feel like the Donatos and Gunsmen should be the ones coming out with the championship here. So we're gonna get to that. Let me not see these. AZUL FURIA, Brendan Judge, Goethe Gude. This is the match that we came here for. AZUL FURIA, Brendan Judge, Goethe Gude, Watson versus Alex White, Jin Bao, Mike Mayhew, Spencer Van Zandt. I pre-recorded the selection for this one, so I think I'm gonna edit after this or before this, because this is the first time using the War Cages match stipulation. So yeah, this is what we came here for. There's a lot of things that I didn't write here. There's a lot of things I was supposed to write, but I didn't write because I felt like recording and I didn't want to type. So, okay. Early this month, Spencer Van Zandt challenged AZUL FURIA to a full advantage War Cage match to end their heated rivalry. But on one condition, which is AZUL FURIA and his friends won't get a world title opportunity ever, as long as it's under the corporate ladder. AZUL FURIA accepted the challenge, but only if Spencer Van Zandt promised that the corporate ladder disbands forever to avoid interferences in the near future. To avoid any interferences in their future World Championship matches against Jin Bao. So that's what's happening here. AZUL FURIA and Spencer Van Zandt have been in a heated rivalry since AZUL FURIA left the corporate ladder, and Spencer Van Zandt was like, you know what, let's end this in a War Cages match. But if you guys lose, you will never ever challenge for the World Championship as long as it's under the corporate ladder. The corporate ladder is basically Spencer Van Zandt and Jin Bao. This was very specific because Spencer Van Zandt, because Manuse V, Alex White, Spencer Van Zandt are not friends, they're just allies. They have their own, Manuse V and Alex White have their own agenda as to why they are here. So yeah, Spencer Van Zandt was like, if we win, you will never ever get a World Championship opportunity as long as it's under the corporate ladder. Also, this is because Spencer Van Zandt promised Manuse V a world title opportunity. He told Manuse V that he's gonna get a world title shot against Jin Bao if he helps him win. Master Manipulator vibes. So yeah, that's what's happening here. In added stipulation, the losing team won't be in the completion battle royale or even get a chance to qualify for the battle royale. The other stipulations are basically, okay, This one is basically a stipulation that comes with with the advantage point games. Like you don't get a chance to enter the battle royale or qualify even. In the past, some people have qualified, but this time it's pretty clear. It's like you don't qualify for the battle royale. Um, the other stipulation is if the corporate ladder loses, they can never reform. If they do reform, they may get suspended or fired. So this one, okay, this one is from Azofira's end. It's basically if Azofira wins, the corporate ladder is over. No reforming, no reunion, no nothing. It's done. We are done. It's the end of an era. Finito, closed, fin. You know. So that's an added stipulation. This is simply because the corporate ladder has been dominant for 5 years. I need you to keep in mind, dominant for 5 years. If you count Adam's the corporate ladder version before Jin Bao joined, or Jin Bao or Azofia joined, it has been dominant for 6 years, basically. So yeah, that's why it's emphasized that they can never reform because this faction has been annoying everyone. And if it's done for tonight, it's done. If Team FURIA loses, they can never challenge anyone in Team Corporate Ladder for a world title, not only Jin Bao or Spencer Vincent. Okay, this was made by Adam Sawyer. This line was not this stipulation was added by Adam Sawyer because it's pretty much unfair. It's pretty much unfair for these guys to win, but these guys. It's pretty much unfair for Jin Bao and Spencer Vincent to never ever face any of these guys if they win, you know. So Adam Sawyer was like, no. If Team Azofia loses, they can never ever challenge anyone in Team Corporate Ladder, not only Jin Bao and Spencer Vincent. So the rules of the full advantage World Cage match is, I wanted to add the what did I call it? The advantage games thingy where like the first team gets an advantage. That's what I was supposed to add here because the corporate ladder is the one that's gonna get the advantage because I had a match between Manu Sevi and Brendan Judge. So Manu Sevi won with the assist for returning Alex White, and they get the advantage. So that was supposed to be under rules of the full advantage World Cage match. So timeline, oh my goodness. Fight for Glory. Okay, this is just to help you guys keep up. Fight for Glory, May 2027. Azofia betrayed Jin Bao. This is basically for you guys to understand why everyone is in this match. Azofia betrayed Jin Bao at Fight for Glory after the world champion defended his title against Goetsukur in a cage match. Decision day, June 2027. The betrayal led to Azofia challenging Jin Bao to a world title match where the loser leaves the corporate ladder stipulation. In this event, the assigned leader of the corporate ladder, Spencer Vincent, made his return and helped Jin Bao retain, intentionally kicking out Azofia out of the group. This goes to Pemberton Dome. Josh Watson, winner of the Fight for Glory Elimination Chamber, faces Jin Bao for the World Championship at Pemberton Dome. Throughout the build, Azofia aligns himself with the contender to take down the corporate ladder. Azofia fails to capture the world title after ending the championship match via double knockout. The Star requests a rematch. Manu Savi comes in and stops Watson by attacking him. So that's how everyone comes in. That's how Manu Savi, Azofia, Josh Watson, Jin Bao come in all of this, right? That's where it all starts, basically. Road to Advantage. No, I'm lying. Where am I? Worst Nightmare. Manu Savi aligns himself with Spencer Vincent and takes on Goetsukur and Azofia. Later in the pay-per-view, Savi and Spencer cost Josh Watson his rematch against Jin Bao for the World Championship. This leads to a brawlout. Brendan Judge, Goetsukur, Josh Watson, and Azofia outnumber Spencer, Jin Bao, and Manu Savi. So that's it. The other reason, one thing I did not add is Brendan Judge is seeking revenge um, for Troy Manning because Manu Sevi took out Troy Manning. Um, he basically almost ended Troy Manning's career in, I think it was Pemberton Dome, if I'm not mistaken. So that's what's happening here. That's how this team comes together. That's how these teams comes together. Azufia betrayed the corporate ladder. Josh Watson wants a championship match against Jin Bao. Gotigura also wants a championship match against Jin Bao because Gotigura and Watson never basically Watson never lost to Jin Bao. Tsukuda never lost clean to Jin Bao. So these two want a rematch against Jin Bao. Azufia wants to end the corporate ladder. Brendan Judge wants um, to end Manu Sevi for what he did to Troy Manning at Pemberton Dome. So yeah, road to advantage point, September 2027. Spencer Van Zandt goes back and forth with Brendan Judge when asked to reveal the fourth member of his team. This happens after news report confirmed that Mohammed, member of the corporate ladder, is injured. So to make things simple here, Manu Sevi, well, not Manu Sevi, Mohammed was supposed to be in Alex White's spot, but Mohammed got injured. I don't know who he was facing. I think he was facing Mike Mayhew, or I don't know, I don't remember. No, he got injured. Okay, Mohammed got injured by Brendan Judge because Brendan Judge wants Manu Sevi. He wants Manu Sevi. So I think there was a time where Brendan Judge was looking for Manu Sevi and Adam Sawyer gave him Mohammed. Brendan Judge got angry and injured Mohammed. So Mohammed was supposed to be in this lineup, but Alex White took his spot. And this is how he took his spot. 2 weeks before the pay-per-view, in the first shooter match, first shooter is similar to who gets the advantage. In the first shooter match between Brendan Judge and Manu Sevi, Alex White comes in as the last member of Van Zandt's team and costs Judge a match. That's how he comes in as the fourth member. It's like, surprise! Remember, Alex White hasn't been on TV since, I think, Dissension. So, yeah. This is where we end. I hope everything was clear. I'm really hoping everything was clear. If it was not clear, I will try to basically zoom everything so you can read for yourselves. Because I am hyped up. I am hyped up. So let's start the paper. Let's get into it. And I am disappointed because the first match is 90. It's a pyro match. How do you get 90 in? Okay. I just heard his performance. That's why I was like, okay, cool. Let me see. But he's getting it to 1 million fans. So Cameron Cole is cool. Okay, important for storyline. I did not finish this one out, but I think it makes sense. Cameron Cole is now coming up as an established act. Just retired one of the biggest stars in ASE. I think Phantom is a 4-time world champion. Please, I hope that I'm right. I think he's a 4-time world champion, if I'm not mistaken. So the fact that Cameron Cole has no title under his belt and no title under his belt, get it? There's no title. Has no title under his belt, and he just like retired. What is this? A 4-time world champion is insane. So I think this is where Cameron Cole starts, being that guy, becomes like an established act. Probably, hopefully, he will be treated as a star. Might be paired up with Spencer Van Zandt because most of the people who try to make a name of themselves go to Spencer Van Zandt. But I don't know. I can also see him in the Defiance. He's either gonna join the corporate ladder or he's either gonna be in a faction. I can also see with 1 million fans, I can see him in a faction. I think in order for him to make a name for himself, he can be in a faction or something like that, or have an alliance, to get on top. And I don't know why I'm telling you all this information because all I did was say Cameron Cole is now coming up as an established act. But yeah, that's what we got here. As Phantom is being carried out by medics, the production team plays a pre-recorded message from the superstar saying goodbye. Okay, did not want to write, did not want to write a speech, but this is just like Phantom being like, yeah, thank you for giving me the stage. I managed to make memories, blah 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 blah. Cool. So that's what's happening here. Also, speaking as Booker, not Booker Z. Speaking as a Booker, when it comes to creative plans for Phantom, I had nothing. You know, so his booking was on and off, was on and off, was on and off. He would just like get crazy momentum, then just disappear from TV. Get crazy momentum, disappear from TV. So I think it's best for him to just like not like take space, because there's a lot of people there's a lot of things that happen that's happening like on a weekly basis, and I don't think Phantom fits in the picture. It's unfortunate. I've never seen Phantom as. I wanted him to be like a big act, but then when it comes to like what I'm crafting, it's impossible to include him. So that's what's going on behind the scenes. Uh, that's why Phantom is retiring. He has done all he has done all he could. You know, so that's where it ends. He's putting over Cameron Cole, who I really want to make the star of AC. I want Cameron Cole to be the guy that's in the same conversation as God Guda, Thresh Watson, Jin Bao, you know, all the young guys, David Gala, Mustafa Vasi. That's what Cameron Cole is supposed to be coming out of here. So Phantom officially retires, and yeah, man, we say goodbye to the dead man. Is he the dead man? I don't think I read the bio. I don't think I've checked the bio, but I think the bio does say dead man or something like that. Something close to it, right? Okay, this match rocked. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Mustafa Vasi and Porter Jordan pick up a win. They defend the titles. Basically, I think they are the best tag team ever. And I don't know if I mentioned it in the Worst Nightmare episode, but Mustafa Vasi and Porter Jordan have a good record. They're tag team experts. You can pair them with anyone and they will kill it. So this is basically a team of people who are good in tag teams, being in a tag team. So yeah, expect this to be a very interesting one. I think I found a tag team that's gonna spice things up in the tag team division, and we're gonna talk about this in a few. I have no reason to laugh like that. Mike Mayhew retains his AC Infinite Championship match. You know what? I'm pissed. I did not want to include this match because, okay, first things first. I did not want to include this match, but because I wanted Phantom to get like a proper goodbye, I had to include it in Advantage Point pay-per-view. I wanted it to, be a proper send-off to a pay-per-view. So yeah, that's been bothering me. This is bothering me because I wanted this to be a banger pay-per-view. So I hope it is a banger pay-per-view. But anyway, that's not where we are. We are here. We are not there. We are here. Oh, we are here. We are actually here. Mike Mayhew retains his AC Infinite Championship against Gunsman, Garrett Grainer, and Danatos, and this becomes a very reasonable defense. Why? Mike Mayhew in the last 3 pay-per-views has been interrupted. He has not been winning clean. He has been interrupted because Gunsman was being screwed by Derek DeRossi, Garrett Grainer was being screwed by Danatos was being screwed by Garrett Grainer, blah blah blah, screw. So now that we have this setup, Mike Mayhew picks up a clean win after a long while. Like it's an overdue clean win because Mike Mayhew is a very good superstar. So the fact that in the last 3 defenses he has not come out clean, he has not picked up a win clean, it's kind of like you know, kind of like kills him. So he needs to pick up a win here. So, and the other thing is he's getting used to multi-person matches. So he picks up a win clean here. I genuinely don't have an. Oh, I do have an idea. I'm lying. At first, I did not have an idea of who's gonna dethrone Mike Mayhew. But I made like the most genius booking decision ever, which is Eric Considine returns. Eric Considine returns after a leg injury. Um, the star injured his leg in January in a match against the leading edge. The leading edge being Chennington Serio and Redin Tashiro. He was said to be out for 11 months, but seems to have fully recovered after 7 months. So Eric Considine returns, and this is the guy that's gonna challenge Mike Mayhew. I'm so hyped about this match, and I think way back I did not see this match happening. I felt like it was just like I felt like it was a mediocre match, but with how things are coming together, you will understand. Mike Mayhew and Eric Considine stay down. So important for storyline. Mike Mayhew's AC Infinite Championship continues to be the title of relevancy, as Eric Considine has entered the chat. Eric Considine and Mike Mayhew have never clashed before. Crazy. The AC universe saw Eric Considine as someone who chased the AC Infinite Championship when Porter Jordan captured the title. Porter Jordan captured the title at, I think it was at the second pay per view of the year. I forgot it. Eye to Eye, if I'm not mistaken. And a lot of people thought Eric Considine would go for it and would see like a mentor versus student type of setup, right? A lot actually believed Porter Jordan would drop the title to Eric Considine earlier this year. So that didn't happen, you know. Eric Considine got injured. Porter Jordan dropped the title to Mike Mayhew. Eric Considine challenging Mike Mayhew might be for Porter Jordan, since Porter Jordan failed to get it back at decision day and isn't allowed to challenge Mike Mayhew for the championship as long as he holds it. So yeah, there was a time where Mike Mayhew and Porter Jordan faced each other, and the stipulation was if the loser will never challenge for the championship ever again. So Porter Jordan lost, and he's not allowed to challenge for the AC Infinite Championship as long as Mike Mayhew holds it. But it looks like Eric Considine is going to continue from where Porter Jordan left. So we also get a tease of Eric Considine, Porter Jordan, and Mustafa Vasi, a faction tease. And why I'm calling it a faction tease is because, according to Mustafa Vasi's bio, Mustafa Vasi was trained by Eric Considine. And if you have been here long enough, Eric Considine and Porter Jordan were a tag team before Eric Considine got injured. So we are about to see the biggest faction. We are about to see. I don't know why I'm even hyping this up like it's already happening. But we are about to see a killer faction, a faction that might match up to the corporate ladder, that might match up to the Defiance. So we get that stare off, and it's like, ooh, goosebumps, because Eric Considine is like an 8-time world champion. So it's like, what? 8-time world champion versus Mike Mayhew? What? This is crazy. And he's going for the AC Infinite Championship. A title that nobody has paid attention to, but is starting to pay attention to, because it's banger after banger after banger after banger after banger. So it's the AC Infinite Championship is now the important prize. It's now the biggest prize. It's as big as the World Championship now. So everyone is like psyched for it, because we have like an 8-time world champion chasing this new title. So it's a big thing here. It's a big thing. Video role for what's about to come. What is this? The faction versus faction. No, why did I say faction versus faction? Advantage Point Games. What? Yeah, this is a real angle for the advantage point games that we're about to tap in now. The stats. So these are just stats. Jin Bao makes his. This is just me telling you, people are making their appearances and whatnot. Jin Bao makes his third appearance in the advantage point games. He ties with Rush Watson. They're the ones with the highest numbers. The only ones who have been in the advantage point games 3 times. Alex White is making his second appearance. He was in the 2016 one. He's now in the 2016, 2026 one, and now he's in the 2027 one. Mike Manisevi. I'm about to say Mike Mayhew. Manisevi makes his second appearance. He was in the 2026 one. He's now in the 2027 one, and he was actually on Alex White's team last year. So this is very interesting setup. Spencer Van Zandt makes his second appearance. He was in in last year's one. He's in this year's ones too. This is the second time the corporate ladder is included in the advantage point games, which technically makes them the first team to go back to back. So this is kind of like you can take it for what it is. Like, this is the first time we're seeing like team corporate ladder 2 times on a pay-per-view, on an advantage point pay-per-view, which technically makes them the first team to go back to back. So if they lose, it's unfortunate. If they lose, we're not gonna see them back to back to back. So yeah. Stats. Watson makes his third appearance in the advantage point games matches with Jin Bao. AZUL FURIA makes his second appearance in the advantage point games. He was in last year's one, alongside Spencer Van Zandt and Jin Bao, if I'm not mistaken. And Rush Watson, I think, was also in Team Corporate Ladder last year. Koi Tsukuda and Brandon Judge make their second appearances. We're both in the 2025 one, and now they're in the 2026 one. Okay, so they skipped last year's advantage point games. So we have people who have experience here. All of them have experience here. Can I say the same about the others? Yeah, I think everyone has experience here, actually. So yeah, it's a very experienced advantage point games. Important for storyline. Rush Watson and Jin Bao expected to be the kings of the advantage point games. Yeah, so this one is pretty much evident. I want to make Jin Bao and Rush Watson be the guys that are always there. But things might change because obviously they have bigger goals like the World Championship and the AC Championship. So it might change, but I really want them to be there each and every advantage point games because they make it exciting, man. They make it exciting. They have like stories going in there. So timeline, okay, no, not timeline. Match highlights. In the beginning, we see Spencer Van Zandt and AZUL FURIA do a callback to their first World Championship match at Worst Nightmare 2021. Yes. Before these guys were in a faction, they used to hate each other. And they still hate each other now because the faction, Jin Bao basically left the corporate ladder. So they do a callback to their first World Championship match, Worst Nightmare, which was a banger, by the way. It's in the hundreds, if I'm not mistaken. So they do a callback, it's like, oh my god, like just throwing in there for the nostalgia, and everyone goes crazy. As time goes, Manisevi enters. Miscommunication between Manisevi and Spencer Van Zandt leads to some absurd sequences like a pop-up assisted spear, assisted cutter or 3D, and double Samoan drop. So Manisevi and Spencer Van Zandt don't get along, but because they're in this setup, they end up like doing the craziest combos. They end up like actually working well. They're not on the same page because remember, Manisevi is in this situation because he wants Jin Bao for the World Championship. Spencer Van Zandt promised him a title shot if they win. So, okay, AZUL FURIA, okay, Rush Watson I think gets in. AZUL FURIA and Rush Watson tap in a tag team. Tap in as a tag team. I was supposed to write as a tag team. Tap in as a tag team and also show off their team moveset, like a 619 followed by a corkscrew splash, a tornado, a DDT followed by a springboard lariat. Just like crazy moves, like cruiserweight crazy moves. You just like spazzing because Thresh Watson and Azofia are basically friendly rivals, if I can put it that way. So they're in this setup where like they can work together and they are just spazzing. Manisevi and Alex White do a reunion. Remember, Manisevi and not Spencer Vincent. Manisevi and Alex White were in last year's Advantage Point games for interesting reasons. So they do a reunion and they go after Brendan Judge because that's the common enemy. Brendan Judge is actually here because of Manisevi and Alex White because early this year they had a Alex White and Brendan Judge had a rivalry that was supposed to end at Dissension Day, at Dissension, but it seems like it's going on. It's going to go on forever. Goitsugura enters and okay, time goes. Goitsugura enters and you see a stare down between him and Jinbao before they run it back. Remember, the main storyline here is Goitsugura and Jinbao. I need you to keep in mind, in all this corporate ladder shenanigans, the end goal here is Goetsugura and Jinbao. These are the guys that we're looking for. Because remember, we got the biggest main event in AC history at Decision 7. It was Goetsugura versus Jinbao, and Jinbao picked up a win with the help of AZUL FURIA. So, yeah, Goetsugura wants that world champion. He wants to be the guy that beats Jinbao. And Jinbao is on a record-breaking reign, by the way. So that's why he's not defending his championship. That's why he's in here. He's in here because he's defending the corporate ladder. And one thing I like to do is when my champions have a long reign, I give them a pay-per-view off. So yeah. Everyone, okay, as time goes, everyone's laying down after Team Azufira performs a 4v3 suplex of the steel cage, which is kind of like a what you call a suplex of the steel cage, just like a group suplex, if there is such a thing, a group suplex. So yeah, they just like go crazy on top of the cage and they come crashing down. Spencer Van Zandt tries to escape over the cage, but Mustafa Vaisi, I think I added him here. Yeah, Mustafa Vaisi comes in running and pushes Spencer Van Zandt back, and Spencer Van Zandt comes in falling, falls inside the ring, and I'm gonna tell you what's up with Mustafa Vaisi. Goitsugura hits Spencer Van Zandt with a knee stomp and goes for the pin. Team Azufio wins, and the corporate ladder is no more. A moment of silence, please. Silence. Okay, done. So, Team Azufio picks up a win. Spencer Van Zandt is pissed. He's just like looking at Mustafa Vasis and like, how could you? Reported for storyline, before Spencer Van Zandt came with his version of the corporate ladder that has Jinbao and AZUL FURIA / Muhammad. The first version had Adam Sawyer, who was later replaced by Goitsugura and Mustafa Vaisi. The initial goal was to put Mustafa Vaisi over, but due to some circumstances, Vaisi and Goitsugura left the group and later got replaced by Jinbao and Furia. So today, Vaisi and Goitsugura, funny enough, are the reason the corporate ladder is down for. Mustafa Vaisi and Goitsugura never fully closed their chapter with Spencer Van Zandt. They've actually never beaten Spencer Van Zandt in their entire career. So we might see a feud that's supposed to end. A feud that was supposed to end a long time ago. Kickstart again. Handshake, Goitsugura and Mustafa Vaisi handshake, important for storyline. Mustafa Vaisi actually offered Goitsugura a hand in handling the corporate ladder a month ago. Every week, whenever like Goitsugura had a match, Mustafa Vaisi was like, "Hey, do you need help? Hey, do you need help? Okay, oh look, I feel like you're outnumbered. Do you need help? Oh look, okay, I see you got Azufia on your side, but you can't trust him. Do you need help?" You know, Mustafa Vaisi has been reaching out to him. And this is because obviously the faction was initially built around him, and there was a time where they were both in the faction. Goitsugura felt like he didn't need a hand and denied the offer. Mustafa Vesi, on the other hand, felt like it would make sense for him and God to Guda to be the ones that ended the corporate ladder because before Jinbao was introduced, they were the ones who gave the faction momentum. They're the reason why the corporate ladder is where it's at. And that's a story for another day. Celebration angle, Team AZUL FURIA celebrates with Mustafa Vesi and are now set for completion Battle Royale. And oh my goodness, this was a long episode. I enjoyed every single bit of it. 99, oh thank God. I was concerned that I was not going to get a 99 because of that 90 match. But it's cool. I am tired. I'm cooking something. I don't know if I already told you that I stopped booking um, the the Joshi Federation because I wasn't like creatively feeling it. So I decided to go with this, and there's a lot of things going on here.